Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, and today it's going to be another zombie battle. Finally, we're going to be moving this forwards, and we've done pretty much all of the classical era factions by now until I make some more. So the only thing left for me to do before I move on to the medieval faction is finally give the Aztecs a go. So it's exactly the same setup of zombies. I've been using this this save now for, well, all of the battles to make it fair, and going up against them will be the Aztecs. So the Aztecs we've seen before, they've got exactly the same unit composition setup as all of the other factions, except that unlike some of the other factions such as the Greeks and the Romans, they don't have any units within the city because, well, this doesn't look like an Aztec city to you, does it? But otherwise the unit composition is the same here. So we're going to have a 7x3 block followed by spear throwers, and then some reinforcing units coming from further away to the city outskirts. So for the front two rows here, we have got just regular old Aztec warriors. They have got their clubs with obsidian teeth, and they've got their Aztec shields, and they're wearing their elaborate dresses. Their elaborate uniforms. These are the best I could get. Chicken heads. They're not quite eagle warriors, but they'll do. And so yeah, they're making up the front row. So we've got 14 on either side, followed by 7 Aztec clubbers, which are using the big, heavy two-handed clubs here. They're slightly bigger, I think, they're slightly bigger than the Aztec warriors, but they do have the big old club there, and then followed up by 7 Aztec spear throwers. I would like to use blow darters, but blow darters are broken in the unit creator currently, and have been for months now, where the blow dart just doesn't save to their unit. So it's either base game blow darter or nothing, and in which case it's going to be spear throwers. But yeah, we've got the same on both sides. As for reinforcing for the Aztecs, we have got 8 Aztec warriors. We've got another 4 Aztec clubbers. I'll have to reset that, man. Let me just reset you, good sir. There we go. Now his club isn't in the wall. I say that as his club is still in the wall. Please, sir, I need your club to not be in the wall. And there you go. There you go, that'll do. So yeah, 4 clubbers following them up, as well as 4 Jaguar warriors coming up at the very rear. The elite Aztec units. So, and then it's the same on the other side, as we can see here. So we've got 88 Aztecs in total then, which are costing 10,460 gold. As for the zombies, we've got 280 of them. As per usual, we've got the regular walkers here. They've got very low health. They've got something like 50 health. They do not attack particularly fast. They don't do a lot of damage particularly, and they're also half as slow as a regular tabs unit, but there are many of them. We've then got these guys. They are runners. You're infected. They will run and leap at the enemy when they see them. They are faster than a regular tabs unit, so they can't run away, but they are even more fragile than a regular zombie. These guys are armed zombies. They have got about 5 health more than your regular walker, and they are armed with a stick from when the survivor who was defending themselves died carrying it, and the zombie reanimated and kept a hold of the stick. But yeah, these guys are a little better than the regular walkers, but they do have at least a stick and 5 extra health. And then right in the centre and rears of the pack, we've got these guys. These guys are your thugs, your tanks. These guys are just very big zombies who've got a lot of health. They don't move particularly fast, but when they get involved, they hit very hard, but their attack speed is also very slow to counter that, so they attack very slowly but very powerfully. And there's 3 of them on each side as before, and as we can see, that's quite a lot of zombies. 280 zombies costing 18,405 gold. In comparison to our Aztecs. Will the Aztecs win, or will this be our first loss? I say that pretty much every video now, because eventually one of my factions has surely got to lose to the zombies. I mean, the Carthaginians were pretty bad. They were the worst. The Romans and Celts are probably sort of mid of the pack. And of course the Greeks took it away by actually pushing all the way over here. So let's see how the Aztecs do. Let's kick this off and see how it goes. So obviously the Aztecs and the zombies are going to attack each other straight away. Obviously the Aztec warriors here are going to charge forwards. Yeah, they're definitely doing that. They're pushing in, taking out the front row zombies. Obviously the first few runners are going to charge over. The Aztec spearmen are going to throw their spears, obviously, hopefully not hitting any of their own warriors, I say, as this man has been skewered by one. That's definitely not good for the Aztecs. But then it's been the same for every faction, so if these guys die due to their own ranged units, then that's their fault, isn't it? All the other factions somehow managed to pull it through. Of course, the Aztecs do also have the pretty large. Pretty large handicap of not actually having any spear units. They don't actually have any spearmen. They've only got these clubbers and their own clubs. As down goes an Aztec warrior there. Yeah, they only have their own clubs and their big clubs. They don't actually have any spears. Pretty much all of the other factions that I've put against the zombies here have actually had spears, but the Aztecs, yeah, they just sort of don't, which is going to be detrimental to them, because as I can see, there's actually been quite a few Aztec casualties in comparison so far, and I'm fairly certain that not all of them have been down to their own spearmen, their own spear throwers. I mean, the zombies are actually killing off the Aztecs at a pretty alarming rate. Oh, that guy just got hit in the neck by a spear, though. That was very, very well done, Aztec spearman. That was very nice. But yet the Aztecs just are barely making any headway. They're not even at the choke point. They're not actually in the street yet. They're still outside of the street, and the main bulk of the zombies are coming for them. And that's a big old problem, because so far, pretty much every faction has actually managed to at least get up to the street entrance. But the Aztecs are just sort of clumping up here, which none of the other factions have actually really done. Down goes a clubber there. Yeah, pretty much all of the other factions have really managed to push forwards. But the Aztecs are sort of getting bogged down from the get-go. And yeah, it doesn't help that there's definitely some Aztec casualties amongst this first row, especially on this side. They got 4 dead. 4 dead here. They've got some more dead under there. And yeah, I don't think really any other faction has actually had casualties on the first wave, on the opening charge. All of the other factions have pretty much breezed through the more thinly spread front of the horde. But the Aztecs have really struggled with it, which is definitely not good. It also doesn't help that their clubbers are pretty tall, taller than other factions, which means that yep, those thrown spears are definitely going to be finding them a bit easier than they are the Jaguar warriors or the Aztec warriors, or indeed the zombies. But then again, hopefully the clubbers will make up for that with their high damage output from their big clubs. But it looks like they're definitely struggling. We've got a thug over here, well, a tank, who's actually managed to encircle the Aztecs. They're being encircled by undead creatures. But yeah, they are taking out some of them. There goes a walker and a runner, and dying straight up there. We've also got a Jaguar warrior. Oh no, well, we did have an Aztec warrior jump over the pack only to get smacked by a stick and die. So yeah, down goes him. As for the rest of them, that's just... Oh, yeah, down goes a Jaguar... Down goes a... not Jaguar warrior. But, yeah, down does go an Aztec warrior, I should be saying. They're not really holding, though, let's be honest. Let's be honest here, that side isn't really doing too hot. Neither is this side. They're sort of being, yeah, a bit overwhelmed by the zombies. We've obviously got the tank. Oh, they managed to take it down. The clubber with a nice club to the back of the head takes him down, and a spear for good measure as well hits his leg. That is good. That is definitely good for the Aztecs. They've got a little bit of respite before the second and third one arrive, so hopefully they can start thinning out the smaller zombies here, as the clubber does indeed take out one. In goes a spear, hits someone in there. who knows what. On this side, it looks like the zombies are having to advance over a pile of bodies, which is definitely slowing down their attack for the Aztecs, which is definitely good. We've got, obviously, the Jaguar warriors are doing pretty well. Yeah, down goes another zombie to one of the Jaguar warriors. It's definitely good. They're holding a bit better that side, I feel, compared to this side. The Aztecs are definitely a bit more thinly spread here, as the spear thrower actually manages to take down a walker there. Very nice. Saying that, though, they are a bit more thinly spread over here, but then there's less zombies over this side as well. Thrown spear completely misses. Oh, Clubber gets thrown backwards by his own friend, but he's still up though, which is definitely good. There's definitely less walkers left on this side as compared to over here. There's definitely more glowing eyes over here, but it looks like the Aztecs are starting to get overwhelmed here. We've got a zombie there. Oh, just gets shot down by a spear very nicely. This Jaguar warrior is getting swarmed by walkers. We've got the last remaining Aztecs over here. We've got, what, 3 warriors. We've got a Jaguar warrior and 2 clubbers. And then, of course, we've got our Jaguar warrior over here. Not sure how much longer he's going to survive, though. He's pushing back, though. He's trying his best. As for over this side, they're getting through the last few zombies, which is good. Which is good because the 2 tanks are coming in. But, yeah, I can only see a couple of walkers and armed walkers left. But then again, I only see a couple of Aztec warriors. Oh, as the Jaguar warrior gets... Oh, I thought you got hit by a spear, but no, that spear hit a dead body deeper in the pack, which is good. We've got 3 heavy clubbers over here, taking out one of the walkers over here along with an Aztec warrior. That's good. That's good. The tank is getting involved though. He's now in play, and the other one's coming in shortly as well. On this flank, we've got Spearman hits a dead body, I think, there. One of the thrown spears. We've only got a couple of Aztecs left, though. We've got a Jaguar warrior, we've got a clubber, and we've also got 1 Aztec warrior. I think this guy is the only Aztec warrior left on this flank, and then it's down to the spear throwers. And considering the fact that there is only... Well, I say only. What I mean to say is, considering the fact that there's 2 tanks plus a bunch of walkers over here, that's not good. That is not good at all. We're going to see another Carthaginian situation here, I think, where the front defense is going to get overwhelmed and the zombies are going to start advancing on the spear throwers. This flank, though, will be able to come and reinforce them. They have taken out the 2nd tank. Now there is only this tank left, but there is only a couple of Aztecs left as well. We've got a clubber here. Oh, nice hit. Combined with the thrown spear, that's going to be some good damage on the tank. We've also got... Oh, thrown spear. But it hit a dead body. It hit a dead body. That did not hit. That did not hit. Oh, no. It didn't hit the clubber, but then the clubber died to a tank just as he got struck by a spear. That is a big blow for the Aztecs, especially considering that one of the tanks was not actually dead. I mean, that one is now dead as well. So they have taken out 2, and it's just this one left. But then that is the last zombie on that side. Over here, coming under the archway. Oh, we've only got 2 Jaguar warriors left. Sorry, no, 2 regular Aztec warriors left, and a Jaguar warrior who is trying his best. He's been pummeled twice by the tank. We've got a Jaguar warrior cartwheeling in as they swarm this last remaining tank, who smacks away one of the Aztec warriors here. They have actually got clubber. They have got 1 more clubber left over here. So they've got 4 melee Aztecs to deal with this tank, and it looks like the Aztecs think they have it in the bag, because these guys are redirecting themselves over to this flank, and they definitely need it, as down goes their last Jaguar warrior. And the Aztec warrior back there as well has not got much time left. The spear throwers have now actually got free reign in hitting the zombies though. But it looks like, yep, they just finished devouring this Aztec warrior, and they're turning on someone hidden underneath, someone stuck underneath the pile of bodies. Over here, they have dealt with the tank, which means that the 4 remaining Aztecs over here, 2 warriors, a Jaguar warrior, and a clubber, can now actually come reinforce this side, who have managed to take down the remaining tank, which means it is now just... Oh, we've got one Aztec warrior here. He's a bit trapped. There's another one here. He's also a bit trapped. So they have actually got a couple of melee units here, but they're not really going to be doing all too much due to the fact that they are now trapped under the pile of bodies. Down goes one of the walkers. It's just 3 walkers left. Can the spearmen kill them before the remaining melee troops get involved? And then, of course, the any zombie that's trapped in the melee under here. Actually, talking of that, I think this is the first time no zombie has been trapped underneath a pile of bodies. Normally, at the end of these battles, when the living are clearing up, they normally have a couple of zombies that are trapped underneath a pile of corpses. But this time, on that flank, there's nothing. And as far as I can tell, there's only two walkers left. This guy and that guy. And there's still the couple of Aztec warriors that are trapped under here. We've also got... I think that's a living zombie, I think, as well, that's stuck under there. But it looks like the spear throwers, yep, down goes one of them, and the Aztec warrior, he's almost free. He's sort of riding up and down, and it looks like the spearmen are actually stopping their own units from coming and helping, which is actually probably not too bad of a thing. Oh, down goes this Aztec warrior. He got shot down by his own side. That's very sad. This guy, he's still alive. He's grabbed its hand in its beak. But yeah, this is going to be one of the last remaining zombies. Yep, down he goes, which means that it is just a random zombie that's trapped underneath the pile of corpses. So let's speed it up until they manage to get to him. Oh no, there he is. Hello, sir. And the Aztec warrior is still alive. He managed to get out. This Aztec warrior is now dueling with the zombie. He spent all that time trapped in that pile of bodies, only to get up and be smacked by this walker. How sad. How sad. I'm sorry, Aztec warrior. I'm sorry. And now the walker, he's going to try and advance. I think there's no one else left living under that pile of bodies. There's probably a couple of zombies that are trapped under there, no doubt. But it looks like the last free zombie is this guy here, as he makes his slow way over the bodies. How isn't he dead? How have you walked all this way without being shot down? Come on. There we go. Finally, the Aztecs have taken him out. Which means it is just someone trapped under this pile of bodies now, so we're going to have to wait until they find him, but obviously I'm just going to skip until they find him. You! It's this man! I've scratched that. We have found him. Or at least one of them. One of the remaining zombies. Stood up at a bad time, considering the rest of his friends are now dead. In comes a spear. Oh, strikes him down. So now it's, once again, it's going to be waiting until we find that last remaining zombie. And here's the next culprit, sticking his head out of the pile. He's making himself a bit of a difficult target for the Aztec spear throwers, though. But here comes a nice low one. Strike him right in the head. Oh no, right in the body. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. So now we've got to wait for another one to pop their head up. And here comes the remaining few Aztec melee troops. I don't think they're going to have too much hope actually getting the zombie. It is just a regular zombie that's trapped underneath there. So I'll just do the post-battle results here. The Aztecs definitely didn't fare all too well. They've only got 4 men remaining, actual melee men. They've got two Aztec warriors, as you saw, charging there. They also have the Jaguar warrior, and they also should have a clubber around here somewhere, unless he died. I thought the clubber had remained alive, but the clubber might... Oh no, there he is. Yeah, he's trapped. So yeah, they still have one more clubber as well. And then of course they've got all of the spearmen. None of the spearmen actually died. None of the spear throwers at least actually died, so they have got that over the Carthaginians. Looks like they have actually managed to find the one zombie that was trapped under there, but yeah, as you can see, this is all that remains of the Aztec melee force, pretty much. Plus one big clubber. Yeah, the Aztecs... I wasn't sure if they were going to win that, if I was perfectly honest. That it did look a bit rocky on both flanks, especially in the beginning, considering the fact that these dead Aztecs here weren't from later on in the battle. These were from the opening stages of the charge, where they charged at the first few zombie forces, and yeah, they did lose some of their number, which definitely didn't help their case, especially on this flank as well, where they did not lose anyone to the initial charge, but yeah, they have lost most of their units here. And not to mention, they didn't actually really push up into the streets. They're probably one of the least... They've probably advanced the least out of most of the factions. I mean, even the Carthaginians, I think, actually managed to advance into the streets before they were overwhelmed and forced back from their mercenaries. But the Aztecs here, yeah, they've done all right. I mean, they didn't lose. At least they do have that over them. As for how they rank, obviously they're not top, but obviously they're not bottom. I think they've probably done better than the Celts, maybe better than the Romans, but I'm not too sure. I think the Egyptians do have them beat, though. I think the Egyptians did have a couple more men remaining compared to the Aztecs. But yeah, this is going to go on for a while due to their lack of spearmen being able to actually get and pierce underneath this pile of bodies. But I'm sure they'll get him eventually. And meanwhile, the spear throwers are obviously going to keep on doing their thing. But yeah, so that's the state of the battle. This is the casualty list, effectively. Yeah, 4 melee troops and their spear throwers. That's pretty standard, though, out of most of these zombie battles. Obviously, the living, just due to the weight of numbers, are going to end up losing most of their melee troops before the fighting ends. But yeah, it looks like the Aztecs were not our first losers. That honour still hasn't been taken, but closest to it obviously still goes to the Carthaginians. And of course the Greeks still on top with their with their, quite frankly, amazing push against the zombies. And it looks like the Aztecs here have actually lost one of their clubbers due to friendly fire. But then, yeah, we're not counting that due to it being basically the end of the battle. So yes, there you go. That was the Aztecs fighting my zombie horde. I will thank you all for watching, and goodbye.